Hey young world, what's up peoples? It's your boy MM2K, you know what I'm saying? Back again with another one. Hey look, I had an epiphany. Sorta, kinda, just follow your boy. Had a lot of discussions, a lot of thorough ones about this Xbox Gamepass thing, so you know what I'm saying? I kinda got a better understanding of where the apprehension is, and it's really juggled in my mind. And I really want to give my official stance on this because in light of some new information that's come out. But before we get into that, can you do me a favor? Can you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please? And hit that bell for notifications, you know what I'm saying? Let me know, it lets you know, I'm sorry, when these doses are coming out, you know what I mean? So I can make the little renovations that I've done, you know what I'm saying? Just a little slick stuff here and there, you know what I mean? Keep it interesting. And so y'all can get these doses and be aware, have some knowledge on y'all, you know what I mean? Okay, here's the deal. There's those in the community that spilled their grievances about the Xbox Game Pass, and at first I was ready to, kick some ass all over the boulevard, but I've calmed down, Now for those of you that are not familiar with Game Pass is Microsoft's gaming service, where right now you pay $10 a month, you get access to 160 games, I believe, or more. And what they're looking to implement is day one of release, Xbox published games, first party titles particularly, are going to be released on Xbox Game Pass as well. Community heard of this. They went up in an uproar. Well, not an uproar, but they were excited. You have a small subsect of gamers that were not excited. So I want to talk about this because, again, those that are not excited legitimately have voiced their grievances, and it's touched your boy's heart a little bit in a way, in a little Michael Landon / Hallmark Channel way. You know what I'm saying? So let's go over this. I want to go over the anti-Gamer Pass argument, the pro-Gamer Pass argument, to let you know where I stand again after looking at all this. All right, so let's first tackle the anti-Gamer Pass stand. Gamers feel that Microsoft is trying to convert to a straight digital distribution service, that they're no longer trying to compete, and that the digital distribution service that they're focused on now means that they're going to focus less on hardware and more on being everything for everybody. Now, due to this argument, let's face it, y'all, even Xbox fans, with the new regime, we have seen more focus on the Silicon Valley mind state. This means for Microsoft, we started to see a little bit more of, as long as we have our hands in all pots and we're, doing successful in each of those pots, we don't have to be the best. Therefore, the people that are anti-Game Pass are fearful of that. They're fearful of that mind state, and they're fearful that Microsoft will no longer have the competitive edge that they used to have back in the day. Therefore, the lack of that competitive edge will bring less quality product, and particularly just carve up the Xbox name and its true identity as the box for the hardcore gamer. You know what I'm saying? So that's their argument, and I can dig that. Now let's talk the pro Xbox Game Pass side. The way that they feel is you're now getting access on day one, retail release, all further Xbox exclusives, particularly that are first party or that are published by Microsoft Studios. This is including highly anticipated titles such as Sea of Thieves, Crackdown 3, State of Decay 2, you know what I'm saying? So they're looking at this as well, saying, look, this is the monthly price tag for this is only $10. So along with all the other titles that are included, to them, this is a phenomenal value for the gamer. Now the pro Xbox Game Pass sentiment is, we don't know how Microsoft is going to, make money off of this, but frankly, we don't care. You know what I'm saying? It's not our business to count their coin. But on the flip side of that, you also hear them say, we feel that with the new regime, you know what I'm saying, the way that they brought in, how they cleaned up house, they're business savvy enough. They have combed through all the financials. They have a revenue architecture set up similar to Netflix that's going to be quite lucrative for Game Pass and Microsoft. Okay, so here goes the $1 million question. Where do your boys stand on this? Now, before I tell you, let me play with y'all emotions a little bit. Let me say this. What you gotta understand is Microsoft has adapted a Silicon Valley mind state. You know what I'm saying? Not Silicon Valley mind state is where you see Google making money off Twitter, Twitter making money off of Google, then they both make money off Facebook, you know what I'm saying? And that type of mind state when it comes to gaming does kill some of that competitive edge that they've had, you know what I'm saying? Phil Spencer said himself, and what I believe was the John Barmer interview, right, from last year, that he was not worried about driving Sony to the ground. That he sees a way, an ecosystem where they're, you know, working together, skipping through fields and stuff and eating fried chicken out of picnic baskets like Boo Boo and what's the name? You know what I'm saying? The Hanna Bear, whatever his name. Yogi Bear and Boo Boo. All right. Now, they're thinking that way. Meanwhile, Sony would love to kick Phil's ass and everybody to the moon. You know what I'm saying? They want to drive Microsoft to the ground, especially after last gen. You know what I'm saying? So, in hindsight of that, this type of talk from Phil is troubling. You know what I'm saying? The Xbox was considered a hardcore box, like I said earlier, when introduced to the world, you know, at the release of the OG Xbox, because of the PC-esque games that it brought to the console world. You know what I'm saying? And it was fighting their blood. You know what I'm saying? You could see it in Steve Palmer's armpits. You know what I'm saying? There was fight coming out of them armpits, man. So that means that because they've lost their fight, that they got that Silicon Valley mind state, that we're now automatically going to lose on a quality product, right? No. Now I know y'all sitting there looking at y'all, twisting y'all seats like, hold on, dude, you going topsy-turvy here. Look, just follow your boy. Despite coming through all this, listening to the naysayers of the Xbox Game Pass, and I do believe that a lot of them, not all, but a lot of them do have true sentiments of why they feel that way per the information that's been released and per the knowledge they have on how this was worked. You know what I'm saying? I still wholeheartedly agree that Microsoft made the right decision as far as their approach with Game Pass right now. Here's why. Now, one thing we got to keep in perspective. Microsoft does not open new studios and create wonderful IPs as people have been asking for. That's silly stuff. You know what I'm saying? The closest they've come to doing something like that is when they originally acquired Bungie and they started making Halo. You know what I'm saying? And then even after that, when Bungie approached them and said, hey, look, we got this new idea that's going to be killer, which is Destiny. And can you imagine if Destiny would have stayed with the Xbox brand? That would have been huge. They wouldn't be going through the problems that they're going through with Activision now. Microsoft just couldn't see that vision. They're not a culminating force when it comes to first party studios like that. During assembly, they got an assembly belt approach. You know what I'm saying? Whip out this game, whip out this game, whip out this game. You know what I'm saying? That's how they do. They see success by going to the real people that know about games, which are the third party studios, and doing third or second party collaborations. That's what they're known for. That's where they've really seen pay dirt. So in light of that, there's still light at the end of the tunnel. And here's how I think that Microsoft is going to pitch this to the third party developers, like they've said all over the Twitterverse, you know what I'm saying, this weekend. How they're going to make that pitch to third party developers to come on board Game Pass, because you got a lot of people saying there's no way they're going to do it. Here's how I see them doing this. And they're going to take steps with this. There's a process to this. So hear me out. Here's how I envision them doing this. Now, we got to be honest. Right now, at $10 a month, enough revenue will not be garnered for Microsoft to approach a third-party developer and throw enough cash at them to have like a big name game come on day one, like a Sea of Thieves or something like that. It's not going to happen right now. But here's what they can do to work up to that process. All right. Now, there are a lot of games out here that are highly anticipated, or raises people's interest. You know what I'm saying? And they get lost in the shuffle because there's a lot of other games out here. Particularly when it comes to casuals, they buy 2 games a year. You know what I mean? There might be a Call of Duty and a 2K or Madden, whatever the case may be. They just buy 2 games and they play them 90% of the time that year. All right, when they do play games. And there might be a game out there that piques their interest. Oh, that Shadow of War, man. That, Wolfenstein looks kind of decent, that whole concept. But I'm not going to get it. I'll get it later when it's used. Right? So, Microsoft is fully aware of that. So, this is how I see them pitching themselves to start the process of getting third-party developers, certain third-party developers on, and work their way up to the big-time third-party developers. If they are smart, they will make this pitch, which I truly believe they're going to work their way to from the things that they've been saying. They're going to approach, well, let me back up a little bit. Like this weekend, I bought 2, You know what I'm saying? RPG games, obscure RPG games. And normally them things hover around $50 new for a very long time. However, in the case of the RPG games that I got, I came across them used. I bought both of them. One was like $22, the other one was $14. That's $36 that those publishers and those developers will never see. Microsoft knows that. So here's how I see their pitch. Hey, in response to things, situations like that, you're bound to lose X amount of dollars of revenue when people buy your overlooked game and then when they buy it used. How about we write you a check for half that amount that you're anticipated to lose? You know what I'm saying? This way, publisher, we keep the money out of the used retailers' grubby hands and we keep it within the gaming community. You know what I'm saying? And even though you might not lose that money now because they're coming on the Game Pass, you got assurances. We're writing you a check for half of that. You know what I'm saying? That is how I see them originally making a pitch to the third-party developers to get them aboard. Now, as these anticipated but maybe overlooked games continue to grow on the system, you know what I'm saying, from third parties, membership and revenue will grow too. Microsoft will start gaining the collateral to approach, and I'm just throwing this out here as an example, approach a CD Projekt Red and get like a Cyberpunk on the service they want to release. Now again, we're talking $60 games. Your boy's not doing white lines here. I'm fully aware of what we're talking about here. We're talking about $60 games and heavily anticipated games. So there's no way I see this happening at the current $10 a month price point, even with the increased membership. Therefore, I'm saying to you, expect to see the price point increase at least to $20, which still is a great deal. So with all that being said, here's the deal. This becomes a great service with great potential across the board because it adds values to gamers. It causes a saving grace for struggling games that are actually good, which in turn will lead to revenue growth to poach the bigger third-party games, as I explained before. Even though I recognize some of this apprehensiveness, though, that's out here, even though I've been able to talk to people and understand it a little bit better, I don't respect all of it, flat out. Let me keep it real with you, know what I'm saying? There are entities out here who get too caught up in this console war fiasco. So with services like this, you know what I'm saying? If it becomes successful for Microsoft, them same entities can no longer use the old tried and true adage of sales. You know what I'm saying? To show if Microsoft made a comeback in certain regions, you know what I'm saying, or certain sectors, or fast forwarding to next gen, if they even skyrocket and become the preferred, platform next gen. You know what I'm saying? They can't do that anymore. So that's why they're worked up. Nevertheless, people like myself, I personally don't care about that foolery. Yes, I am an Xbox enthusiast. Meaning, when I hear silly stuff from publications or other wood-buffing owners of other consoles say stupid stuff like Xbox is trash, there are literally no games on the system, Microsoft's going out of business because its consumer base is not engaged, all that silly stuff, you know what I'm saying? This is starting to get into my Charlie Babbitt routine. I look at that baloney and say, look, you're not even worth having a discussion with, you know what I'm saying? Well, I don't even know what the hell you smoking. I don't feel that way. Nor does the cat that I gamed with 2 days ago feel that way. Nor does the other cat on 40th and Liberty, that I game with every Wednesday feel that way, and so on and so on. So haters can dead that noise. But as long as Microsoft is doing future collaborations, you know what I'm saying, with the third-party developers and pumping quality product into their ecosystem and staying on top of that third-party support, I and gamers alike are happy. And if they're able to do that via Game Pass, fine. You know what I'm saying? And like how I've outlined before, there is a way for them to do that, which I believe from how they've been talking, this is how they're going to do it. So, community of those that are apprehensive, I feel where you're coming from, straight up. I see it. But at the end of the day, what y'all need to do is be aware of these chest-pounding fanboys. They're bad for the community on the other side, and they will stymie growth on our side. Frankly put, beware, know the truth, and be informed. And that's it from your boy MM2K. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let me know what you think in the comments below. You want more? You know where to catch me. I'm on the corner of every boulevard. You know what I'm saying? Check out my links below to follow me. Yo, I do a show with your boys, TRS, Killer Hills, called Scram Punks. Check out the PNTSnetwork.com for more info on that. We got a big announcement this week coming on that. And last but not least, support the broadband bullies. Check out that Patreon link. Check out that Discord link. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of stuff going on out here, man. You know what I'm saying? 2018 is going to be pristine for the Triple B. You know what I'm saying? And as always, don't fall for that hype. It's going to be okay. You know what I'm saying? The planet is not going to blow up and all discs are not going to go away when you wake up in the morning. Regardless, you have a wonderful gaming day.